matter of fact, by the time we told you you could go ahead and have a Facebook account, you looked at us like we were crazy, and you just said, I don't even want to deal with any of that right now. But I think it's very, very important that we as dads make sure that we're not in competition with technology right now. The other part about that clip that I absolutely loved is when he talked about in New York City, the number of women who were involved with the Big Sister program in comparison to the number of men that are involved in the Big Brother program. And I got to give you your props right now because you are a life coach for young men in the city of Chicago between the ages of 13 and 19. Been involved in that for about, what, it's been about 6 months now?
Hmm.
Yeah, 6 months now. Talk about that a little bit and why you felt like that was something that you wanted to do or maybe even needed to do at this point in time in your life.
Yeah, well, we can't brush over the last statement that Scott made in that clip, which was the fact that Beyonce can work at McDonald's and end up with Jay-Z, but the opposite just isn't true. I feel like that was a bar. I can't just brush over that because I saw that. I said, yeah, that's facts right there. But as far as the mentorship program that I joined, I've always been shown the value of being service oriented and joining community led projects. And so I went to a high school where the motto was enter to learn, leave to serve. All of these different moments during my childhood made it very clear that giving back is the right thing to do. And it's something that we ought to do at different periods and at different points in our lives. And so I came across an organization out here called I Am a Gentleman, and they work with youth around the Chicagoland area between the ages of 13 and 19. And I mean, I've been blown away at some of the connections and the relationships that I've forged with these young men because they're so sharp, they're so bright, and yet they don't always have the safe spaces to express themselves. And on a week to week basis, you just never know what kind of baggage that they're coming into the space with. And so it doesn't take a lot. As a young man myself, it doesn't take a lot to provide some positivity into the life of a teenager these days. I mean, we just had a conversation in session around fatherhood and what does fatherhood mean to all of them, and it drove a lot of emotions, but there was a big sense of confusion for a lot of the young men, and from that confusion can lead to anger, can lead to a bit of rage, can lead to a lack of trust in the adults in their lives. And so, yeah, I've always felt the need to, if I'm able to, I should help others. And I'm fortunate. I got lucky to have a great example of a father and a great example and a mother. And not everybody has that opportunity. So I do feel called to reach back to the next generation. I feel called to helping someone out. I feel called to connecting with someone because I believe that we can all learn something from each individual. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. But the bigger point is, you know, being of service to others is necessity.
I agree with you, and it makes me think about one of the things that we always say in our FatherShift program. Any man can have a child, but a father builds a legacy. Hey, everybody, it's Pops. If you want all the latest content that we drop, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to subscribe. And follow us on LinkedIn at Avery and Brian Baker.